The Whistler in the Dark.
La Lechusa.
The night was thick with the scent of pine and damp earth as the campers huddled around the crackling fire. Shadows flickered against the trees, dancing eerily in the firelight. Laughter filled the air, but as the night deepened, a chill crept over the group, tightening their spines.
Have you heard the stories about the Lechusa?
Whispered Maria, her voice barely rising above the crackle of the flames. The others fell silent, eyes wide, leaning in closer.
The Lechusa is a shapeshifter.
She continued, her voice low.
She was once an old woman, scorned and abandoned. Now, she roams the night, searching for lost souls. If you hear whistling in the dark, it's a sign she's near.
The campers shuddered, glancing nervously into the surrounding woods. The wind picked up, rustling the leaves as if the forest itself was warning them.
Legend says if you whistle back,
Maria added,
the Lechusa will swoop down and scratch you. It said her claws are sharp as daggers. And if you're marked, you might never return.
Just then, a chilling whistle echoed through the trees. It was haunting, a melody that seemed to curl around their hearts. The group froze, eyes darting toward the darkened woods.
Did you hear that?
Whispered Tom, his face pale. They all nodded, fear gripping them. It came again, a soft, inviting whistle, and then silence fell heavily.
Maybe it's just the wind,
Josh said, trying to sound brave but failing. Maria shook her head.
No, it's her. We need to pray now.
As they clasped hands, murmuring prayers, the whistling grew louder, more insistent. In the distance they saw a flicker of movement, a shadow gliding low over the ground, dark against the starlit sky. Suddenly a piercing scream shattered the night. It was Jenny, who had wandered a little too far from the group. They turned just in time to see her vanish into the darkness, her terrified cries swallowed by the forest.
Jenny!
Jenny!
They shouted, panic surging through them.
Stay together.
Maria urged, her heart pounding. They began to back away slowly, their eyes scanning the trees, searching for any sign of their friend. Then they heard it again, the whistle, this time closer, almost playful.
Don't whistle back.
Maria shouted, but it was too late. Tom, in a moment of foolish courage, let out a shrill whistle. The air around them felt electric, a tension that made their skin crawl. In an instant, the shadow dropped from the sky. The campers gasped, watching as the Lechusa landed gracefully before them, her form shifting, the silhouette of an old woman emerging from the darkness. Her eyes glinted with malice, and her long, gnarled fingers stretched towards Tom.
Foolish boy.
She hissed, her voice a rasp like dry leaves.
You called me.
The campers turned to run, but the Lechusa's laugh echoed in their ears, a sound that twisted like a dagger in their hearts. They could feel her claws raking at their backs, the promise of despair lingering in the air. As they sprinted back to the campfire, they could hear whispers in the shadows, the cries of those who had disappeared before, echoing their fate. They stumbled over roots and rocks, the fire's glow flickering behind them, a fragile beacon of hope. In a moment of desperation, Maria threw her arms up to the night sky, praying for protection.
Let us go. We mean no harm.
But the Lechusa was relentless, her laughter mixing with the wind, a chilling symphony that beckoned the lost. Finally, they reached the fire, and in its light, they huddled close, chanting their prayers in unison. The Lechusa paused at the edge of the light, her form shifting and contorting, the old woman's face flickering with rage and hunger.
Next time you whistle,
She hissed.
you may not be so lucky.
With that, she vanished into the night, leaving only the echo of her laughter and the haunting whistle that lingered in the air. The campers stayed awake until dawn, their eyes wide and hearts racing. They never spoke of that night again, but every time the wind whistled through the trees, they felt the chill of the Lechusa, a reminder that some spirits never truly rest, and some calls are best left unanswered.